So in example one of our notes for writing the equations of lines, we looked at using slope-intercept form when we were given the slope and the y-intercept. In example two of these notes, we were given the slope and a point on the line. And in that case, we used point-slope form of the line. Here in example 3, we're given just 2 points on the line, and we're not told exactly what the slope is up front, but we did learn in earlier notes that we can find the slope of the line algebraically when we're given 2 points. So I'm going to use my point 3, 1 as the x1, y1. And the point 2, -3, that's going to be my point x2, y2 in the slope formula. Okay, we also learned how to sing a song in order to calculate the slope. You're welcome to use that method if that helps you to find the slope of the line. Here, though, I'm going to use the formula. So I'm going to start in the numerator by subtracting my y's. I'm going to take the difference of the y's, -3 minus 1. Then in the denominator, the difference of the x's, 2 minus 3. So in the numerator, -3 minus 1 is a -4, and in the denominator, 2 minus 3 is a -1. When we simplify this fraction, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and there's our slope. The slope here is going to be 4 for the line. Now that we have a point and a slope, we can use point-slope form of the line. So we're going to take y minus the y1, which is 1, is equal to 4 for the slope, times the quantity x minus, and our x1 is 3. And that's the point-slope form. Next, we're going to change that into slope-intercept form. So I'm starting with y minus 1 is equal to 4 times the quantity x minus 3. I'm going to distribute over the parentheses to each term in the binomial. So now I have y minus 1 is equal to 4 times x, which is 4x, and then 4 times -3 is a -12. To get into slope-intercept form, I need that y by itself. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. And now y is equal to 4x. -12 plus 1 is a -11. And that's slope-intercept form. So first we found the point-slope form of the line. Then we rearranged our terms to get into slope-intercept form. Okay, let's try that process now when we're given the points -2, -4, and 3, 0. So I'm going to label my coordinates x1, y1 for the first point, and x2, y2 for the second point. To calculate the slope of the line between those 2 points, I take the difference of my y's, so 0 minus -4, over the difference of the x's, 3 minus -2. A minus and a minus is a plus, and 0 plus 4 is 4. A minus and a minus is a plus, and 3 plus 2 is 5. And so the slope of the line is 4/5. Now I can substitute in that 4/5 for the m in point-slope form, along with my x1, y1 coordinates -2, -4. So point-slope form will be y minus y1, which is -4. A negative and a negative is a positive. So this is y plus 4 is equal to, the slope is 4/5. Then we have parentheses x minus, and we're subtracting a -2. A minus and a minus is a plus, and then my 2. So my point-slope form of the line, I have y plus 4 is equal to 4/5 x plus 2. Now we want to rewrite that into standard form. And for standard form, we're going to start by distributing that slope over the parentheses in the binomial. So we have a y plus 4 is equal to 4/5 x plus 8 over 5. So when we multiply 4/5 times 2, that's 4/5 times 2 over 1. 4 times 2 is 8, and 5 times 1 is 5. So that's where the 8/5 came from. Now for standard form, we don't want any fractions. So I'm going to multiply each term in this equation by the denominator of those fractions. So now I have 5y plus 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 4/5 x, the 5's cancel, and that's a 4x. Then I've got a 5 times 8/5. Again, the 5's cancel, and I have a plus 8. And see how distributing that denominator to each and every term in the equation eliminated the fractions. Okay, now to get into standard form, we want our x's and y's to be on the same side. We want the x to be positive. So I'm going to move the y's this time. I'm going to subtract 5y from both sides. Now I've got 20 is equal to 4x minus 5y plus 8. And we're very close to standard form now. We just need to move this constant to the other side. And now we have our 4x minus 5y equal to 20 minus 8, which is 12. And there is my standard form. So pause the video and you're going to try some practice on your own. You can do this on a dry erase board or you can do this on scrap paper. You're going to first write the equation of the line passing through these 2 points using point-slope form. Then change your point-slope form into slope-intercept form, and then finally into standard form. You can resume the video when you're ready to check. So I took my 2 points and I labeled them x1, y1, x2, y2, and I used my slope formula to calculate the difference of the y's, -2 minus 2, over the difference of the x's, 3 minus 6. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So my slope is a positive 4/3. I use that slope and my point 6,2 in point slope form, and I got y minus 2 is equal to 4/3 times the quantity x minus 6. Okay, next I distributed that 4/3 over the parentheses, and I have y minus 2 equals 4/3 x minus 8. Okay, then I'm going to add 2 to both sides to get into slope-intercept form. Y is equal to 4/3 x minus 6. Okay, to go from slope-intercept form into standard form, I multiply all the terms by the denominator of 3, and I moved my 4/3 x to the other side. So that puts me in standard form with a 4x minus 3y is equal to 18.